What's up, Finlit Live family? It's your boy, DarnaldJr., your favorite insurance agent. And this is the show where we talk about personal finances. And today we actually don't have a guest, so I just want to share things that were on my mind and what's happening in personal finances for this week. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get lit. So if you're watching live, go ahead in the chat, put hashtag live. If you're watching replay, put hashtag replay. And I'm excited to know where you are tuning in from. Like, I'm always curious where the audience is tuning in from. Hopefully this is an interactive show. So if you have any questions, please feel free to type in the chat. Even if you are watching the replay, go ahead and put your comments in the chat. And I'd love to know what topics you guys would like to learn about, anything from real estate to cryptocurrency to credit score to how to budget to how to invest. Like, what are the subjects that you're personally interested in, you would like to know more about? Because I like to have those guests on the show. That way we can best serve you as the audience, because it's all about you. It's all about learning how to manage our money and how to get better. But today, since I don't have a guest on the show, I figured I would talk about something that I always talk about, and which I do on a day-to-day basis. And I want to talk about medical issues when it comes to personal finances, because you may or may not realize the number one cause for bankruptcy is medical related. And the thing about that is 70% of the people that declare medical bankruptcy actually have health insurance. So realistically, I think people honestly get a false illusion when it comes to health insurance. They assume that if they have health insurance, everything's going to be okay. But the reality is, if you think about it, health insurance is really designed to protect the doctors and the hospitals. They're not designed to protect us, because the reason people declare medical bankruptcy isn't necessarily because of the doctors or hospital bills. It's not being able to work. Because if people can't work, like imagine, God forbid, if you got in a car accident or got cancer or had a major heart attack or stroke, and you couldn't work for 6 months to a couple of years, like how would that affect you personally? And so it's the everyday bills that still come in that people struggle with. And so that's actually what I do full time. Is I represent a company that we pay cash directly to our clients when they go through something catastrophic like that. That way they don't have to sell their cars, they don't have to do the GoFundMes, etc. And if you're in, I can only protect those in Texas because I'm only licensed for Texas. I'm actually licensed in Florida too. But basically, with our clients here in Texas, if they don't use it, if they buy the policy 55 and under, they actually get 100% of their money back. So imagine your insurances, if you never use it, you got all your money back. But then for people 56 to 80 here in Texas, that if they don't use it, it actually goes to the beneficiary. So it still stays in the family, at least a portion of it. So that's what I do full time. But one of the things I also wanted to discuss is health insurance, because the reality is I'm talking to a lot of people day in and day out, and I've been blown away by what some people have been quoted for health insurance. Because I was talking to a family last week, actually, and she's a small business owner, and her husband is actually, he does masonry. So he's an actual mason, like he lays bricks. And so what they were telling me is for them and their family, they have a couple kids, that they were quoted over $2,000 per month for their health insurance. Obviously, if people have health insurance through their job, the job usually supplements a lot of that, and they'll take care of a portion of that health insurance, which is great. But people that are independent agents, that they're self-employed, they run their own business, then a lot of times they don't have that safety net of somebody helping them to pay for the health insurance. And a lot of times they make too much money to get subsidized by the government with the Affordable Care Act. So I like to provide a solution. Like, this is something I personally don't sell, but I've seen in the market, and I honestly think is going to be the future of where health insurance and the health industry is going to go. Because the doctors, I talk to a lot of doctors day in and day out. That's my niche. I work with doctors and dentist offices all day, every day. And they're fed up with the way health insurance operates, because health insurance is paying less and less to the doctors. So what's happening is the doctor has to see more and more people just to compensate for the money that the health insurance isn't compensating them for. And so that reduces the quality of care, because they can't spend that much time with you as a patient, because they just have to see a lot of people just to make ends meet and just to make their obligations. And so there's an alternative to that I've been seeing pop up, and I've seen several different companies that have implemented this, and I think it's an absolutely brilliant model. And once again, I don't sell this, so this is something, and the companies I'm about to share with you today, they have no idea that I'm doing this, but it's free publicity for them. I'm pretty sure they'll be really excited that I featured them on the show. But this model that I want to share with you guys today is a game changer. And the companies I'm sharing with you today are specifically for Houston. So if you live in the Houston area, you can actually take advantage of this. But if you don't live in the Houston area, they're usually in major metros right now. I have a feeling they're not in the smaller towns. But if you live in a major metro, this is something you need to check out because it's a game changer. Like if you want to reduce your medical costs, if you want to get better quality of care, then you need to check out this new model of the way the healthcare is going. So I'm alluding to, and I don't know if you're in suspense yet, as far as this solution to health insurance is called DPC. DPC. And if you don't know what DPC stands for, it stands for direct primary care. Direct primary care. So how is it different than health insurance? So it's different than health insurance in the fact that instead of paying the insurance company, the health insurance company, the direct primary care model is set up where you pay the doctor directly. So it's kind of more like a subscription service to the doctor. And the doctors that do this actually prefer that because they don't have to have a whole bunch of patients go through in order to make ends meet because the money's going directly to them as direct profit to their bottom line. And so they're able to limit their patient load. I know one of the models, one of the ladies that does the DPC model, she actually limits her patient load to about 600 patients when the average doctor probably sees like 1,200 patients plus in a given month. And so the nice part about that is if you actually go see the doctor, they actually get to spend time with you. They don't have to rush you through like cattle in order to make ends meet. I know when I went to my friend, who's a direct primary care physician, she actually spent 45 minutes with me on my first consultation, which was absolutely mind-blowing and amazing. So she got to know me. She got to know my history. She got to know what's the issues are in my family. So the nice part about this model too is it's way more affordable than health insurance, like even more affordable than some plans that people have through their job. So if you think your health insurance is ridiculously expensive, I encourage you to check out this model. And so without any further ado, I want to share my screen and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. So we're going to do entire screen here, share. All right. So this is the first one I like to share with you guys. The company is right here in the corner. It's called First Primary Care. And so the nice part about First Primary Care and the nice part about DPC model in general is they're very transparent. Like you know exactly what you're going to pay on a monthly basis upfront, and you're going to know exactly what they cover and what they don't cover. So the thing about DPC is like you could go anytime. Like there's no limits on how many times you could go visit your doctor. And a lot of times the two companies I'm going to feature today, they actually have a teledoc feature too. So you don't even have to step foot in their clinic. So even if you don't live in Houston, you might be able to take advantage of these because they'll be able to prescribe scripts and stuff over the phone based off a teledoc appointment, which is awesome. So it's been a game changer. But this one right here, First Primary Care, like I said, all their information is on their website. If you type in First Primary Care on Google, it'll pop right up. And I'll put a link in the description directly to their website. That way, if you want to check it out. But the reality is, I love this model they have right here where it says that this is primary care. It's your sleep, your nutrition, your stress, your exercise. This is the foundation of your health. And then you have a lot of other issues that primary care doctors can deal with, from acid reflux to lab work, blood work, skin issues, weight loss, well woman exams. And so that's what primary care takes care of. And then you have your doctor and you have your family. So there's no copays, there's no deductibles, like it says here, unlimited access. Usually there's no waiting room. You have free generic prescription medication, free lab tests, free office for minor procedures, mental health support, which is huge. Mental health is on the rise. It's a big deal nowadays. And the fact that they support mental health, that's a big deal because this society, this generation is crazy. There's a lot going on. So to be able to get mental health support, that's huge. So the nice part about this, and I'll just click on it, view the pricing. Like the best part about this, once again, is the affordability of programs like this. Once again, I don't sell this. So if you want to check them out, go check them out. So they actually have two different options. Let's say you just want a primary care physician. That's what this primary 365 is. And it shows you exactly what it covers. You get a dedicated doctor, all the way down to free maintenance labs for biomarker analysis, free EKG tests, stitches, a lot of the minor things that primary care physicians usually take care of. And so they also have the second model, the second option, primary 365 plus, and that one is designed to cover the more catastrophic events. And so if you go all the way down to the bottom, larger medical costs, like it covers hospitalization, surgery. So obviously you pay a little bit more for the plus, but it might be worth it. And it's still cheaper than what you pay for health insurance, which is great. You can select your membership, clear guidelines. There's an annual max number of IUAs per membership per year. So what that means is they have what you have to put a deductible down. Well, they don't call it a deductible technically because it's not health insurance, but it's similar to a deductible, we'll put it that way, where you just pay that one-time fee per event, and then the rest of that event is covered 100% by them for the rest of the year. So obviously if there's a new year, you have to meet that new, once again, not deductible, and then it picks it up. So that's great for like if you're about to have a baby, like this one, this second one, the plus covers maternity. And here's the prices, guys. Oh, my mouse is going crazy. Here's the prices right here. So $125 a month. Oh my gosh, people spend that on stupid stuff. And then if you're 65 plus, it's $150 a month. And it's that simple. It's that very straightforward. And that's for the regular primary care physician. If you want to see the plus costs, then they have different options. It depends on how much you want to put down, etc. You could go through all their prices, but here's a sample. So let's say you only want a $500 initial unshared amount. So initial unshared amount is pretty much the same as a deductible, but they can't call it a deductible once again because it's not health insurance. But it depends on your age. So let's say you're my age, I'm 40, so it's $394 just for the member only. If you want to add a spouse, $727. So basically, what happens is per event, all you have to do is put $500 down, no matter if it's like cancer or major heart attack or whatever. And then the rest of that event is covered. Like you don't have to pay anything else out of pocket, which is great. And then obviously the larger the IUA, the cheaper the plan will be per month. And so that's for the 365 plus. So if you just need a primary care physician, you don't think anything catastrophic is going to happen, which you never know. Like nobody knows. If we knew the future, we'll all be millionaires, right? But we don't know. So, but it's better be prepared than blindsided when something medical happens. So this is the first company I like to share with you guys. It's called Direct Primary Care, First Primary Care. And the second one is my friend. She actually went to college with us. Her practice is called CaresMed. And CaresMed Family Medicine is amazing. That's the one I personally went to. Her name is Dr. Vera, and she was at my birthday party this past week or about a week ago. And she has a very, very similar practice to the First Primary Care. And it's the same thing where you just pay a monthly subscription and it's super affordable. And her bedside manner is amazing. Like she's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet in your whole life. And so she truly cares about her patients. She truly takes time to spend time with you. So Dr. Vera, this one's for you. I appreciate everything you've done for my wife and I, and we appreciate it. So with that, it lets you know exactly what the services cover and what they don't cover. And once again, no copays, no deductibles. There's really low wait time. You spend a couple minutes in the lobby once you show up, and look at that. What doctor has 99% satisfaction, patient satisfaction? What doctor does that? Oh my gosh, Dr. Vera does. So go check her out if you get a chance. She's in Katy, Texas. But once again, the best part is the price. Check out this price. $119 a month. And if you add a spouse, it's just $100 more. What health insurance can you find like that? None. And if you have kids, they're only $30 a month more. Oh my gosh. Why don't people know about this direct primary care? The reason, what really sparked this conversation is I brought it up with one of my coworkers earlier. Like, obviously, my specialty is the supplemental. We don't pay the doctors, we don't pay the hospitals. Our company pays cash directly to our clients when they go through something major. But people are like, health insurance is just crazy expensive. So let's say we could save you money on your health insurance, you pay way less, and you can add a supplemental on top of that to help take care of the loss of income, the loss of wages when you're going through something major. Because it blows my mind that everybody insures everything else. They insure their car, they insure their house, they insure everything else. But what's the one thing that pays for that? Their income. Their income. They don't insure their income, because if you can't work, you can't pay for any of that. And so that's where my company comes in, is we pay cash to our clients when they go through major issues, and that way they could still keep their family in business, they could keep a roof over their head, they could go to better doctors. And once again, for those in Texas, 55 under, if you don't use it, you get all your money back 100% if you never use it, if you hold it for 25 years or age 65, whichever comes first, which is great. But I'm pitching my friend, Dr. Vera. Check her out, CaresMed. If you think health insurance is unaffordable and unsustainable, this direct primary care model is the way to go, because you'll get unlimited visits, you'll get teledoc. It's phenomenal. So I just wanted to jump on here real quick and share that with you guys, because most people don't even know this model even exists. It's fairly new, but CaresMed only has one practice, has one office in Katy, Texas. But First Primary Care, they're actually expanding continuously. So they're all over Houston. I think they have maybe 4 or 5 different locations across the city of Houston. So you can find a location that's close to you. For me, the closest one is in the Woodlands. And I appreciate everything they do for everybody, because they know that health insurance is a problem, but it doesn't have to be a problem. The doctors want to be compensated for what they do, but they also want to give quality care. They got into profession to help people. And with this model, I think they could truly do that. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I know it's a little bit different of a show. This is more of an educational show where I just wanted to share some of my knowledge as far as health insurance and supplemental benefits, because people don't have these conversations. It's not a pleasant subject to talk about, but it's a necessary one, because reality happens, life happens. It's better to be prepared than blindsided by it. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you got any value out of today's show, go ahead and smash that like button. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to FinLit Live on the YouTube show. And I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys for getting lit.